All right, so let's start off by just like showing this. But so just a correction from the previous videos that the previous video that we have done. Basically, novel is actually a little bit better than I was expecting on 2B. However, the gameplay is a little bit different. You need to make sure when you're using Novel's burst, there's like a light bulb there, and that will trigger the cornucopia once you're max stack. So usually after like around 30 seconds of the fight, you will trigger that, and this will take effect. But you need to wait until the actual explosion happens. And so before using 2B's burst, you have to wait until that explodes and then use 2B's burst, because otherwise that burst will not be affected by Novel's debuff. So actually, just a slight minor correction from that. I know before I actually said that MAST was way greater than Novel, but actually after doing that test, MAST and Novel are actually roughly the same. So I would probably pair Novel with Litter and MAST with Volume as much as possible. So it's actually close. Second part is something about Guillotine. Has whenever her HP is below 50%, she has 2 parts in her burst. So we have 2 parts in Guillotine's burst. There is, as you will notice on the first one, but then if you're below HP below 50%, you have an additional damage. However, you guys will probably observe that when you use Guillotine's burst, you'll see that there's 2 numbers that will appear, and one of them is weaker and one of them is like stronger. And the reason for that is because, let me first get you guys up to speed. There's like multipliers on like the damage formula, right? There's the crit damage, core hit, damage range bonus, full burst bonus, and then there's other things too, right? Like attack multipliers, weapon multipliers, skill multipliers, and things like that. In particular, whenever you do full burst, this one, there's a bonus 50%. It's not exactly 50%, but whenever you are in a full burst, you have like a bonus 50% that gets enabled on this major modifiers. It's additive to other things like range bonus, core hit bonus, crit damage. So it does get diluted a little bit, but at the end of the day, the whole idea is whenever you're in full burst, you deal more damage. Now, the thing about Guillotine is the first hit is actually not affected by full burst, but then the second hit is affected by full burst bonus. So yeah, unfortunately that's just what's happening. Another thing though is Jackal's buff is affected along to that one that is not affected by full burst bonus. But then the second hit, is not affected by Jackal's buff, but is affected with full burst bonus. So just food for thought for some of you. At the end of the day, it doesn't really affect anything. However, one thing that I would like to bring up also is the using Novel along with Guillotine. Also, you would probably want to wait also for Novel for the burst to explode before actually using it. If you actually spam it, I think you are going to miss Novel's buff as well. So that's just another heads up for some of you that are planning to use Guillotine and Novel. Usually most people wouldn't use Guillotine and Novel together, so that's usually not that big of a problem. But if you do decide to do the part where you use 2B and Guillotine, and then you start looking for Novel, then that is something that you might want to start considering as well. And then now we have 2B as well. Okay, so we don't know if this is actually a bug or not, but if it is a bug and Sheffield fixes it, then you guys have me to blame. But apparently, well, it's not really that big of a deal because not many people are gonna be using Jackal always. But for those of you that plan to use Jackal with 2B, Jackal's buff gets affected both situations. the high multiplier, the 2.4k, and then the 792% multipliers, those are both affected by Jackal's buff. However, in the distributed damage, that one is not affected by the full burst bonus. However, the second hit, the one where that's 792, the enemy that gets affected with the highest max HP effect, that one gets affected by full burst bonus. Why? I don't know. Pepega coding. Like spaghetti coding. So this is the example of me doing a full run on Nihilister hard mode. And this is when I was just bursting with novel quickly without like actually waiting for the light bulb to appear or to explode. And then I have this and as an example where I actually waited for the light bulb to explode. So, and this is another example. This one wasn't full fight, but you can see that like 2B was just like way gapping way further than Scarlet. So yeah, getting novel is actually pretty huge because pretty much like almost near half of her, like the actual 2B's damage is coming from her burst. So yeah, just an example of why novel is actually not bad with 2B. That's all. I just wanted to talk about it. Just a few things that I quickly discovered and wanted to share the info to you guys. All right, peace.